If retatrutide gets FDA approval, it could change the GLP-1 market forever, and most telehealth brands aren't ready for what comes next. Eli Lilly's phase 3 data showed 28.3% average weight loss at the highest dose. And if semaglutide taught us anything, it's that the brands that move first can build 8 or 9-figure run rates before the rest of the market adapts. In this video, I'll break down retatrutide and 4 other shifts already affecting the 50 plus telehealth brands we worked with and audited, plus exactly how to prepare for each one. Now, let's start with retatrutide. So trend number 1, Eli Lilly has reached a major GLP-1 breakdown. So their phase 3 data for retatrutide showed 28.3% average weight loss over 80 weeks at the highest dose. And at the same dose, 45.3% of participants lost at least 30% of their weight. So basically, if retatrutide gets FDA approved, the GLP-1 space will change forever, which could trigger the next big boom, creating a race to secure access to retatrutide. Obviously, some brands are already selling it, but it's not mainstream yet. And if it gets approved, it's going to become a huge race in the same way as semaglutide became and tirzepatide became in the past. This same thing also signals an even a bigger unexpected shift, which basically shows that GLP-1s aren't solved in a way. So the biggest telehealth companies won't necessarily be the ones with the best branding or distribution, even though obviously that's still a big part of it as well, but the ones with access to the best treatments. So in this way, it's a little bit more similar to, let's say, software, where the market, where in that market, the business is basically the product. And if you don't have exceptional engineers, or in this case, scientists, creating the next medical breakthrough, you will have a very hard time competing. For example, you can think about Apple versus Motorola in the past and so on the software industry. Now, what should you do? So basically for now, the best approach for most brands is to stay in close contact with the major drug developers so they can bring state-of-the-art treatments onto their platforms. And obviously, unlike software companies, drug makers have a strong incentive to distribute through third parties. Now, trend number 2, it's no longer just about weight loss. So as muscle preservation becomes the next premium promise, it's important to stay on top of that shift. And how do you handle the objection about losing muscle when on these treatments? It's by offering personalized workout plans, nutrition plans, and expert guidance. And for example, from Noom here, they do it really well by giving this kind of a unique mechanism name, Muscle Defense TM, personalized workout library focuses on muscle building to maintain physical. And then, there's protein powder, mini courses, personal support team, etc. And you can also run these, or for example, this one as an ad angle, and Noom has also been doing that really well. Couldn't find like a specific example for this sake of this, but that's what they have been doing. Now, the reason behind this is because of a bigger shift, which is that GLP-1s have been available for a while, so the market's understanding of the treatment is evolving, and as the market becomes more sophisticated, your marketing message should evolve with it. So for example here, Wegovy was first approved by FDA as a weekly injection for weight management in June 2021, and more recently Novo Nordisk expanded the medication's accessibility by releasing an oral tablet version, which was FDA approved in December 25, and officially launched in pharmacies in January 26. So basically, there has been a lot of development from injections to oral treatments, and then now all of these different ones, not to mention all of the other peptides that are upcoming as well. And so the patients now understand the downsides of these treatments as well, which is related to muscle loss and so on. And that means your objection handling needs to evolve over time as well to kind of align with the market sophistication level. So in 2024, maybe it was, do GLP-1s actually work? Whereas 25, are they safe? Whereas 26, what about muscle loss? And maybe in the future, which treatment is right for me, whether it's retatrutide or one of these other ones. Trend number 3, cheap copycat GLP-1s are on a timer. So Hims pulled its $49 compounded sema pill just 2 days after launch, following FDA action against mass-marketed compounded GLP-1s and Novo Nordisk's threat of legal action. So they basically dropped their plans of distributing that one or selling that one. So just in general, relying on cheaper alternatives will become unreliable. And so if cheaper compounded options become harder to sell, acquisition gets more expensive and the margin advantage disappears. So the margins go down, the CAC goes up. And it's not just from a regulatory standpoint. It's just also a matter of, how can you market yourself? It's important from the marketing standpoint as well. So if your competitors are all advertising premium weight loss drugs, they have an undeniable advantage compared to you marketing for these, let's say, lower level. Even though right now the compounded ones are still kind of cheaper, you're getting more margin, you're able to sell them. But depending on the space develops in the future, this is something to definitely keep in mind. Now, trend number 1, GLP-1 churn is not always always permanent. So in a peer-reviewed cohort, 47.3% of patients with type 2 diabetes restarted the GLP-1 within 1 year of stopping, and 57.3% restarted within 2 years. And so the journey is often a pause with a restart window. And that's really different from a lot of different product categories in e-commerce. For example, usually when somebody drops off and churns, it's not that likely to get them back. But here it's basically like half of the people or even more are getting back to the treatment. And so that makes win-back emails and SMS touchpoints a really, really important part of the telehealth system, compared to a lot of other industries in e-commerce where win-backs are important, but they don't actually bring that many conversions. But when it comes to telehealth, maybe you actually need to have a much longer win-back window beyond like 60 to 90 days to, span through the first year almost and try to get those people back. Because if they're anyways going to come back, if half of them are anyways going to come back, if you're not the one that shows yourself in your emails and your SMS and stays top of mind, then somebody else is going to grab them from you. But if you're the one that actually converts them from your email and SMS, it's basically people that are already on your own audiences, and it doesn't cost you anything more to send emails to them and get them back. And you're going to get a lot of free margin, free retention, free LTV from getting those people to restart with you if they are going to restart anyways. And here's some examples. Freya's, win-back email, kind of like this personalized angle from the founder, explaining no pressure, but trying to get them to understand the brand, remember it again, and then asking how they're doing, and then if you can help them again and get them back to the treatment. And there's other options as well. For example, here, we know it's been a minute, life gets busy, motivation comes and goes, but we haven't gone anywhere. So kind of reminding of the value proposition here as well. And then offering some sort of an incentive to restart the treatment, to use this code at checkout, no pressure, with gratitude, and then the founders of the brand. And these type of like more personal win-back touchpoints usually work really well in telehealth compared to just like mass marketed emails of like, hey, we miss you. Now, trend number 5, scam telehealth brands are popping up. So as demand moves from injections to pills, fake websites and unregulated sellers become a bigger patient safety problem. So you can see here, there's a lot of these really kind of scammy websites where the website is scammy, the brand is scammy, but also the products and the treatments that they're offering might not be what they tell them that they are selling are offering. So you cannot guarantee the quality of the treatment that they're actually selling. And so premium branding is more important than ever, with this being said. So for example, if you think about a cheap looking website, no lifecycle marketing, weak social media accounts, few testimonials on Trustpilot, or this kind of stuff, it will immediately get you written off as a scam brand. If you look at this, something like this, it doesn't really look compelling or trustworthy or so on. And so then the question is, how do you become a premium branding telehealth brand? How do you adapt to this needs to become like a premium brand? Well, in order to learn how, you can click the video on the screen right now, or if you're on this board, clicking from here to watch this video where I break down the principles behind building a premium, trustworthy telehealth brand. So hopefully you'll find value out of this video, and I'll hope to see you in that one.